Ghana, situated on the Gulf of Guinea, boasts a rich and complex history. Known as the Gold Coast during colonial times, this West African nation held immense importance. Its abundant gold deposits, strategic location, and valuable resources attracted European powers. This essay delves into the history of British colonization in Ghana, examining key events, figures, and lasting impacts. We will explore the intricate relationship between Britain and Ghana, shedding light on a significant period that shaped the destiny of both nations. Initial interactions between Britain and the Gold Coast primarily revolved around trade. European interest grew in the region's abundant gold, ivory, and other resources. British merchants seeking new markets and valuable commodities established trading posts along the coast. These early encounters, driven by economic motives, laid the groundwork for more permanent British involvement in the region. The exchange of goods and cultural interactions during this period set the stage for a complex relationship that would unfold over the centuries. A deeply unsettling chapter in the history of British-Ghanaian relations is the transatlantic slave trade. European demand for labor on plantations in the Americas fueled a horrific trade in human beings. The Gold Coast became a significant source of enslaved Africans, forcibly transported across the Atlantic under inhumane conditions. British involvement in this abhorrent trade had a devastating impact on Ghanaian societies, tearing communities apart and leaving lasting scars on the nation's psyche. The legacy of the slave trade continues to resonate, serving as a stark reminder of the darkest aspects of colonialism. As the 19th century progressed, British interests in the Gold Coast extended beyond trade. Growing competition from other European powers, coupled with Britain's abolition of the slave trade in 1807, led to a shift in policy. Britain sought to establish firmer control over the region to protect its economic and strategic interests. This period witnessed a series of treaties, agreements, and military engagements as Britain asserted its dominance. The gradual erosion of local autonomy paved the way for formal colonization. Section 5. Key players, faces of colonization. The process of colonization involved a cast of significant figures, both British and Ghanaian, whose actions shaped the course of events. On the British side, figures like Captain George Maclean, Governor Charles McCarthy, and others played pivotal roles in expanding British influence and establishing colonial structures. On the Ghanaian side, leaders like King Agri of Cape Coast and others navigated the complexities of this period, resisting, collaborating, or seeking to preserve their autonomy amidst the changing power dynamics. Understanding the motivations and actions of these individuals provides valuable insights into the complexities of colonization. Section 6. The colony's impact, a mixed legacy. Formal British colonization of the Gold Coast in 1874 brought about profound and lasting changes. The colonial administration implemented policies aimed at exploiting the region's resources, developing infrastructure, and establishing British systems of governance, education, and law. While colonization brought certain advancements, such as improved infrastructure and education, it also had detrimental effects. The exploitation of resources, suppression of local customs and traditions, and the imposition of foreign systems of governance left a complex and often contentious legacy. Section 7. The Road to Independence. Seeds of Change. The seeds of Ghanaian nationalism and the desire for self-determination were sown during the colonial period. Exposure to Western education, coupled with the injustices and inequalities inherent in the colonial system, fueled a growing movement for independence. Ghanaian intellectuals, activists, and veterans who had fought for Britain in World War II returned home with a heightened sense of national consciousness. Political parties emerged advocating for self-rule and an end to British domination. Section 8. Independence and Beyond. A nation forged anew. Ghana, led by the charismatic Kwame Nkrumah, achieved independence on March 6, 1957, becoming the first sub-Saharan African nation to break free from colonial rule. This momentous occasion marked a turning point in African history, inspiring other colonies to strive for their own liberation. Post-independence Ghana faced challenges as it navigated the complexities of nation-building, economic development, and political stability. The legacy of colonization continued to cast a long shadow, but Ghana embarked on a new chapter determined to forge its own destiny. Section 9. Conclusion: Reflections on a Complex Past. The colonization of Ghana by Great Britain stands as a poignant reminder of the complex and often turbulent relationship between Europe and Africa. While colonization brought about certain advancements, its legacy is indelibly marked by exploitation, cultural disruption, and the suppression of African agency. Yet, from this period of struggle emerged a strong and resilient Ghanaian nation, determined to chart its own course. Understanding the history of colonization is essential for appreciating the challenges and triumphs of modern-day Ghana, and for fostering a more nuanced and informed perspective on the enduring impact of this historical era.